Good evening. Welcome to the regular meeting for the Armstrong School District Board of Directors for Monday, September 10th, 2018. Would you please rise with me for a moment of reflection, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Now the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Mr. Burdell.
Here.
Ms. Bowser. Mr. Johnson.
Here.
Mr. Elkin. Ms. Lote.
Here.
Dr. Lobby. Mr. Mulroy.
Here.
Mr. Scade.
Here.
Mr. Smith.
Here.
The Board of School Directors of Armstrong School District convened an executive session on Monday, September 10th at 7:00 p.m. in the Faculty Lounge of West Hills Intermediate School in Katanning for discussion of personnel.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any reports from first for administrators?
Nothing more than what we talked about last week.
Are there any Aaron or PSBA reports?
Not tonight.
For Lempe?
Aaron, just the Aaron, it's just business as usual over there. They rejected the bid for the parking lot, and they're gonna go back out for bids, because of the late in the year. So I thought it was interesting that they're gonna hire a professional counselor for Freeport School District. So it's something that it's interesting in this day and age, you know, with kids and the issues that will happen. So just keep an eye on that, see how that goes.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Anything else? Are there any public comments on agenda items at this time? Okay, none. The approval of the minutes. So I'm going to look for a motion and a second to approve the open caucus session for August 9th, the regular meeting for August 13th, the special meeting for August 21st. Do I have a motion to approve? Mr. Skate, do I have a second? Mr. Burdell? Any discussion from board members or administrators? Roll call.
Mr. Mulroy.
Yes.
Mr. Scade.
Yes.
Mr. Smith.
Yes.
Mr. Burdell.
Yes.
Mr. Johnson.
Yes.
Ms. Lote.
Yes.
Number voting yes 6, number voting no 0, 3 absent, motion carries.
For bills, we have food service fund for August, the capital projects fund for August, the athletic fund for July, and the presentation of bills for payment for August. Do I have a motion and a second to approve?
Sure.
Ms. Lote? Mr. Burdell? Any questions or comments from board members? Roll call.
Mr. Scade.
Yes.
Mr. Smith.
Yes.
Mr. Burdell.
Yes.
Mr. Johnson.
Yes.
Ms. Lote.
Yes.
Mr. Mulroy.
Yes.
Number voting yes 6, number voting no 0, 3 absent, motion carries.
I need a motion and a second to approve personnel through 1 through 14, except those that are indicated to be for information only. I have a motion to approve. Slow, second. Mr. Skate? Roll call.
Mr. Smith.
Yes.
Mr. Burdell.
Yes.
Mr. Johnson.
Yes.
Ms. Lote.
Yes.
Mr. Mulroy.
Yes.
Mr. Scade.
Yes.
Number voting yes 6, number voting no 0, 3 absent, motion carries.
2 items under education. Education 1 is student transfer requests, and education 2 is the approval for high school students and chaperones to attend the 2018 PSBA Student Delegate Program. Do I have a motion to combine and approve Ed 1 and 2? Ms. Lote, second. Mr. Burdell, any questions or comments from administrators or board members? Roll call.
Mr. Burdell.
Yes.
Mr. Johnson.
Yes.
Ms. Lote.
Yes.
Mr. Mulroy.
Yes.
Mr. Scade.
Yes.
Mr. Smith.
Yes.
Number voting yes 6, number voting no 0, 3 absent, motion carries.
I think we can combine and approve business 1 through 5. Business 1 is the approval of the purchase of projectors. Business 2 is approval of a Windstream agreement. Business 3 is acceptance of donation for the naming rights. Business 4 is acceptance of donations for scoreboard sponsorships. And Business 5 is a West Franklin Township LRTA resolution. Do I have a motion to combine and approve Business 1 through Business 5? Mr. Burdell, do I have a second? Mr. Smith? Any questions or comments?
Just one, and it's about the Windstream agreement. It has an automatic renewal. and there's other ones, the contract automatically renews after 3 years. What's the benefit of having that?
The automatic renewal,
You're right. And it's just not in this one. We've had automatic renewals in other contracts that I've noticed.
I mean, I can't, I'm not sure what, I think the benefit for them is that the service is gonna continue, and then if it lapses, but to my understanding, it, you know, we haven't really done that, and I did discuss that particular contract with Chris Clausen, just because I have an eye for us going to a VoIP phone system at some point here, when things slow down with some other items.
The important point is to calendar it. But if you like the rates, then you do nothing and let it roll over. If you don't like the deal anymore, you gotta make sure that you give the notice that you're terminating. So it can be a risk if you don't pay attention.
Okay, well, as a newer board member, there are some things that automatically roll over, and I don't have a clue as to, quite frankly, what the contract or even it is. So I was just wondering, is there a benefit to the school district, or any business for that matter, to
That's,
have a renewal, automatic renewal?
us as the purchaser, the only benefit to us is if 3 years down the road, that price still looks good compared to what's out there. Want to let it roll over.
Okay.
Well, right,
But you need to make sure, because sometimes you can get stung if you don't pay attention to that deadline.
I agree
Because the
with what you're
prices may have dropped and you don't want it to roll
Right,
over.
I agree with what you're saying. I know in our business and stuff, we have things that automatically renew. You just like calendar it, and you're aware of what's going on, and if there's a change in rates or whatever, and then.
Right, and these ones in particular, we pay attention to. I mean, I can't speak to everything that's going on here in the past, but because they involve digital lines and use of digital lines, you know, those costs have come down incrementally over time. So that, I mean, that's not, you know, we would go back at the end of this one again and say, hey, you know, and we did save some money with this particular contract over what we had been paying previously.
Okay, thank you.
This is a 3-year contract?
Yes.
I mean, I know in our, where I work too, I mean, it locks prices in, you know exactly where you stand, but you do have to pay attention to is when you approach the end of it. Or if you notice outside that rates are going down, and you can, you know, kind of stay on top of that and adjust it accordingly if you can. Okay, any other questions on business 1 through 5? Roll call?
Mr. Chauncey?
Yes.
Ms. Lowe?
Yes.
Mr. Mulroy?
Yes.
Mr. Skate?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Burdell?
Yes.
Number voting yes, 6. Number voting no, 0. 3 absent. Motion carries.
Okay, for maintenance, 1, there's we have to waive the rules to add an item to the agenda because we did not put it on Thursday evening. Just want me to go ahead and read?
Yeah, you
We're
might as well
waiving
read
the
them
rules for, it's M1 is donation of storage shed to Ford City Renaissance Community Partnerships, Inc. So, at this time, we can talk about it after we add it to the agenda, so at this time, I need a motion and a second to waive the rules. Mr. Burdell, Ms. Lowe? So then we'll do a roll call, Linda.
Ms. Lowe?
Yes.
Mr. Mulroy?
Yes.
Mr. Skate?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Burdell?
Yes.
Mr. Chauncey?
Yes.
Number voting yes, 6. Number voting no, 0. 3 absent. Motion to waive the rules carries.
Is this on the printed agenda for the?
It is, yes.
Okay. I was gonna give you an opportunity to address that if you wished, but it's already on the agenda, so that.
So I need a motion to approve M1. Ms. Lowe, a second. Mr. Smith, any discussion from administrators or board members? Roll call.
Mr. Mulroy?
Yes.
Mr. Skate?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Burdell?
Yes.
Mr. Chauncey?
Yes.
Ms. Lowe?
Yes.
Number voting yes, 6. Number voting no, 0. 3 absent. Motion carries.
Construction, 1 item, it's a change order for Armstrong Junior Senior High School Athletic Complex Project. Do I have a motion to approve? Mr. Scave, second by Mr. Burdell. Discussion or questions by administrators or board members?
Don't we have 3 change orders?
Oh, I mean,
It's one motion, there's 3 change orders totaling $28,043.
They're just not on the agenda.
right.
All
They're in your backup.
right.
for all
Right,
this.
okay.
Yeah, it is change orders plural.
Roll call?
Mr. Scaife,
Yes.
Mr. Smith,
Yes.
Mr. Burdell,
Yes.
Mr. Chauncey.
Yes.
Ms. Logue,
Yes.
Mr. Mulroy.
Yes.
Number voting yes, 6, number voting no, 0, 3 absent, motion carries.
There were 4 policy items. Our solicitor reviewed each of those on Thursday, so I'll ask for a motion, a second, to combine and approve policy 1 through 4. Ms. Logue, second. Mr. Scaife, any discussion, questions? Roll call.
Mr. Smith,
Yes.
Mr. Burdell,
Yes.
Mr. Chauncey.
Yes.
Ms. Logue,
Yes.
Mr. Mulroy,
Yes.
Mr. Scaife.
Yes.
Number voting yes, 6, number voting no, 0, 3 absent, motion carries.
Do board members or administrators have anything for, under other? Okay, I'll look for a motion and second to adjourn. Mr. Burdell, second by Ms. Sloat. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Meeting adjourned. Thank you.